Thanks, Sierra. Yeah, we'll see if Winthrop and Shopify can carry this momentum onto a map that they've been dominating so far. This tournament marks the comp also still continues to look secure, but NVFlyQuest, they'll go back to a couple of old ways, popping back on that Sova and the Jazzy taking up the Chamber mantle. They want to maintain the firepower, but keep the comfort too.
Yeah, it's so funny, like, especially to watching the different reactions that we're seeing from both sides of the stadium right now, where, you know, like Winthrop Shopify, they're coming onto Pearl. This is such a comfortable map for them. The last time that we saw them on this map against NVFlyQuest, it felt pretty one-sided if you ask me. And so they're just coming in here, they're vibing. They've definitely saved a lot to make sure that this is going to be an easy second map for them, while NVFlyQuest are really doing their best right now to try and figure out their footing a little bit more. Obviously, the compositions have started to kind of shift around as more time has gone on. They haven't really found full success on Pearl just quite yet, but they still think that this is going to be one of the maps where they should be able to convert around. And obviously, following a lot of these changes, I'm super curious to see how this NVFlyQuest team will be doing, especially with Jazzy kind of going onto the Chamber. I imagine they're going to be playing off of Egster quite a bit. But we also get to see Poppin go back into that initiator role, back onto the Sova, which in my opinion is one of his better roles. And we've seen some crazy plays be made off the Hunter's Fury. So super excited to kind of see how this one goes.
Yeah, with NVFlyQuest starting out on the attacking side, there's obviously a lot of questions as to how they're going to shift their tempo. But no shifting just yet. Just getting that distance. Infiltrator on this Yoru are going to try and make some noise on the A lanes. He and Dodo not have been switching responsibilities on those main lines across the entirety of Pearl's tenure in this tournament. Jazzy trying to do the same on that lane. Trade blow for blow. Not too much of a blow in, but Infiltrator's now kind of stuck up on these steps, has to commit to the stack that approaches him. And so it'll be an easy way to deal with that first duelist. Governor, stuck up close. Top frag the previous game, also swarmed. Not enough time to do it.
A lot of aggression being made as well. And yeah, this time around, it was just a storm of NVFlyQuest. Completely just dominating over Winthrop Shopify here. The up-down stack, able to find Alexis. Now it's all up to Donut to try and scrape together this round. Looking more and more unlikely as Ev closes that one out. So a great start here for NVFlyQuest that, once again, was not necessarily their best map here.
For sure. Yeah, we're seeing, you know, that continuous control on the open spaces. As long as you keep the pack, as long as you keep fighting together, avoid all of the dangerous trap setups that could potentially happen here, you should be just fine. You have a lot more to bolster going forward, of course, so we'll see what Winthrop Shopify has got in the playbook. Infiltrator gonna go with this Marshall here in round 2 on top of the majority B stack. NVFlyQuest still toying with mid more than anything else. You have a feeling with Extra on this Yoru, they're going to try and do that a lot just because you have this very narrow channel that you can continuously just pressure. All the while, Jazzy on her own Marshall is going to deal major damage to anybody stepping out into those vulnerable spots. And this is an easy as pinch as you like for Pearl B site.
Yeah, such a great idea coming through from the NVFlyQuest side. Obviously, they're kind of leaning into pretty much what we were talking about and what we were really highlighting on the Winthropify side of things, right? Like, you kind of leave Donut alone, you leave the chamber to just try and secure all of this space, and meanwhile, the cavalry is going to be coming through a completely different side there. And this time around, we get to see Jazzy on the chamber, something that we were all very excited to see how this one was working, and opens up with that first initial kill, and then you see immediately the floodgates open. And so it's almost like NVFlyQuest really taking a page out of their opponent's books, and they completely played it perfectly. So an excellent second round for NVFlyQuest. Winthropify, this is going to be the time that they should be able to bring their rifles in here, and let's see what they can do to start to turn this one around, because this is not going how it went last time.
Certainly not. Great start for sure, and already kind of reducing the tools you have to work with. This defensive util bank is not that huge. I mean, Infiltrator's walking a Guardian and nothing else other than that heavy armor. A lot of responsibility placed on Dodo Nut before Alexis can go for the full peek, and Egster's approaching that early anyway. So you've been able to really section out this fight on the B side again. That NV FlyQuest can just rinse and repeat.
And now 4v5 onto this retake here. Flood through was so successful. Not a lot of tools left, but Governor does have at least that one more Prowler to get a little bit of info.
And that first approach, Governor holding both.
Last player standing.
Now down to Poppin in the back hall, and he can't hold his own either. Nice blowback from Winthrop, and the firepower will pull through, keeping 3 standing.
You know, I'm still sitting here and I'm still impressed by how NV FlyQuest were able to take onto that site. But then, once again, it really feels like these two teams are really mirroring each other and how they want to be able to approach Pearl right now. We've talked so much about how Infiltrator, you know, playing with the squad, able to kind of take that space there, goes for those rambunctious plays, can just kind of send in, and then while everyone's distracted there, the rest of this team can kind of flood through. We basically see the same thing happen with Eggster this round at the start. And then when it flips around and the retake is kind of going on, Infiltrator leading the charge does exactly the same thing. And of course, Weapon Advantage makes sure that this one can come online. Governor finding a couple of kills as well. It's Poppin under a lot of heat, but moves, doubles back for more. And Infiltrator from the other side can simply not stop at all, making it so that NV FlyQuest in a 2v5 scenario have to try and win this round on B.
Completely pull it apart. And yeah, you've got to just take this with the scraps. Double is dicey timing, but that works out even better for Jazzy. Still though, so scattershot, and a lot of ways that Winthrop can start to approach it from now that they're all here. Moves will get his own 3K, and we're tied back up at 2. So stabilization prevalent for Winthropify, that is for sure, but it still has to come in these bigger moments, not necessarily the, you know, the big picture play style. So NV FlyQuest could very easily do the same kind of thing.
So aggressive right off the bat there, but you know, we're talking about moves in Infiltrator, right? Like Infiltrator beat that horse already. We know exactly what's kind of going on there, but moves as well. Not afraid to kind of take those. Back into the Ascension tournament, was pretty much locked on the chamber and not afraid to just kind of go for those ego duels and try and find those opportunities to find those kills. And we were treated a lot to that yesterday, exactly on this map, where moves absolutely cooked. And so now moves is starting to heat up again. We might be treated to something very similar with how moves is able to kind of move around the map. And, you know, if you're on NV FlyQuest, you might be paying more attention to Infiltrator and Dodo Nut, but that leaves the opportunity for moves to kind of find those opportunities to really get those kills and really shut down these rounds, as a little bit of information is confirmed towards Art thanks to the Governor's Prowler.
No one poking out just yet. Jazzy's post does get sussed by the Prowler. Yeah, good call. Haunt's back, but no preparation to intercept. Everyone's still just ready for the walk-ins. When this B side has still looked so strong from Flyvy. Knife to the drone, so F can't get far. You've just got to walk it down, and Jazzy's good for hers, so the rest of the NV stack feels secure. Moves! Just stops it again. 10 seconds in panic mode and minimal guns. Moves still has the res as well, so he's going to be able to interrupt this spike plan as Jazzy deals with the rest of the crowd, though. Moves post-res falls. And it's down to Infiltrator, who will catch Thea, post steps, hearing those though, and Jazzy locks down her 4th of the round. I mean, that was a solo walk-up from the road to find the off angle, and then she kept on fragging.
Yep. I mean, just once again, just went unchecked, able to find that first duel win, which was so key to allow for that additional pressure. While Jazzy was continuing to move up there, moves solo anchoring on the site while all of his teammates were falling down around him, able to really make it near impossible for them with 2 quick little headshots. And of course, Pop's not dead yet, might as well given how that performance is kind of going. But Jazzy cleans that one up. And this is another player that, once again, we start to see that heat up, could be dangerous for Winthropify as NV FlyQuest finds the lead yet again. Dodo Nut with the operator in hand takes the shot but misses.
Trader just getting targeted now post-drone. Yeah, they can just spray that down, and the Cosmic Divide prevents anybody from being able to counteract it. Flash in.
Whoa.
That is a tough walk-up from Egster. Shame that Dodonut missed the shot. But you can recycle that flash again. Moves alone outside of the skirts of the Divide. Lets him be an easy next target, and from here, I mean, NV FlyQuest, they still have another ult they can throw into this if they so choose, despite the fact that 3 have already been launched. That seems to be decisive enough, though, and Shopify will take the hint and get out of there.
Yeah, and man, Jazzy right now has been a highlight player on NV FlyQuest. Obviously, that last round so clearly in your face, but I mean, previously, Jazzy has played quite a few duelists for the NV FlyQuest team. Now stepping onto the chamber, similar to the things that we were saying about Dodonut, still has that kind of frag potential, but has to play a little bit more conservatively, and has been doing so extremely well. We don't see Jazzy just kind of going in there and then throwing the life in order to secure the space for the team. This time is very methodical, securing kills, sniping down these long-range angles, or not afraid to just kind of creep up on her own, and is able to just really catch some of the members of Winthrop off guard. And given the previous play style, I don't think that Winthrop are really expecting Jazzy to kind of take that role there. That one was still once again a little painful. You can see Dodonut crack a little bit of a smile, but yeah, NV FlyQuest, they get yet another round. It's going to be a scattered buy on the side of Winthrop. Dodonut bringing the operator back with Alexis just on that Guardian, and Moobs just on a Sheriff.
Managing mid pretty well. Open season. So you just have this one lane now, and I mean, yeah, they're privy to something like this anyway. Governor's not even going to fully wait to that haunt to proc. And that was a very omniscient round from Winthrop Shopify. Just controlling mid, Infiltrator, getting his piece, getting his moment at the podium to say his bit, and then the full-on read onto the plan B that we've already seen NV FlyQuest go for.
It's so just like frag forward in your face. The fact that Infiltrator, once again, the clash happens right out front of mid. Infiltrator walks away with a couple of kills, and then yeah, like it's just so easy for them to go through. And yeah, you talk about the fact that Governor flies out with a haunt not even popped, but that's because they're backing each other up. There was another player just around the corner to kind of secure that kill. So once again, the coordination from these Winthrop players has really been stellar to make sure that those trades are available. As the Governor kind of getting caught out here, but we'll have enough time to retreat. It's going to be an NV FlyQuest rambunctious attack onto A.
Who's next?
Now it's Alexis. That's the one that's caught in the dugout here. 3 on the site, no Divide to satisfy it. Instead, it's the Drip that's going to split this in half, and Exer's just going to try and dry fight it after the TP away. And that's very quickly and easily met. So what is the next decision here? I guess it's just Jazzy looking for something free with the op, and she finds it.
And that time around, oh, Governor trying to actually make this one happen, but they have finding the kill there. Really just opens things up for NV FlyQuest to be able to move around, take the space that they want to onto A. This crunch becomes a little bit weird, but thankfully, the information gained from Dodonut at least points to where NV FlyQuest could end up, because Dodonut hasn't seen a thing.
Now that Drip just going to make sure nobody's gotten too keen. The fragment bounces right back, so he's got to exit. That's a terrific positioning setup by Ev to guarantee the frag. And Alexis, yeah, she can't really respond to something like that. Pop-in plants open, though, so that gives Alexis a free frag. Karn's got everything in both guns here. Can just whip out the Headhunter if she needs to take an off. Let's see, swing. Yeah, Jazzy's got it held down. Trivial at that point. Yeah, Donut would just rather go for the op fight to get a rep in, but nothing doing there. Nice shot on Ev, who approaches next. It's Jazzy. Dodo almost pre-fire in that too. Now the Clove Smoke up in time to guarantee half. Dodo up in time for it, but Jazzy still cool, calm, and collected, and NVFQ's up to 5.
I was just going to say, wait a second. You can kind of hang out around the corner and stick the defuse there, and thankfully Jazzy, aware of that as well, pulls out the shorty, goes in for the close range kills in the smoke. And so MV FlyQuest, yet another round here. But what a chaotic start to this round. You could tell MV FlyQuest really wanted to push into A. That was their initial plan. Should be nice and easy. They've got the ultimate from Eggster. Should be able to claim all that space. And it actually forces out 2 ultimates from Winthrop Shopify to just completely slow down that push. And thankfully, MV FlyQuest hadn't really dipped in there too far, but Jazzy starting us out. He's able to find the better half of Dodo Nut there. So we'll start out MV FlyQuest on the right foot as all that mid space gets taken by Winthropify. Doesn't matter, the MV FlyQuest train is moving over to B.
Yep. Single file, car by car, track by track. And this is the kind of interception play that Winthropify is used to. Just throw a fragment, throw an orb, throw something down, catch Eggster on the fake. That's not his best work. And with the follow-up, though, and the rest of FlyQuest is free to fly. Got to be on Infiltrator
planted
to get something to write home about. No, Thea turns to it. Impressive round by NV FlyQuest. That was commanding.
Very commanding, and honestly, it's really putting the momentum behind the team that we didn't really expect to be able to kind of win this map, if I'm being honest with you. Like, all signs have been pointing to Winthropify being the team to really watch, specifically on Pearl. Every single time we've seen them on this map, they've kind of closed the door on their opponents pretty quick there. But you can tell, maybe it's that little bit of a forward-thinking mentality that is kind of, you know, shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. We see all the players trying to find those individual opportunities, stepping out in front of the midst of all the members of NV FlyQuest. And even if they are able to find one of the kills right off the bat, someone on NV FlyQuest are ready to trade it right back. And I think that first kill does a great job to kind of exemplify some of the issues that might be happening on this Winthropify defense.
And same stuff that got him punished earlier on Sunset. Led to a lot of quick 4v5 takeovers. And yeah, I mean, NV FlyQuest, they'll just bingo the other way. No reason for everyone not to be here. Let's make it a party. Eggster firing through the dugout. Still kind of invincible at the moment until everyone's skated, but Eggster is able to do that more than anybody else on the site. And once again, he's the one that comes away with the multi-kill. Dodo Nut just for intel. The TP, though, is still caught. Eggster getting ahead of it again and facilitating now a 7-3 lead for NV FlyQuest.
Yeah, and Eggster was another duelist that was really highlighted throughout this entire tournament. You know, the Yoru one-trick specialist, some people are like, oh, well, Eggster, you know, might be trolling or something like that. But just has the kit memorized and just figured out so well. And honestly, has just been doing a fantastic job to kind of step up for the NV FlyQuest team when they really need him to kind of come to the bat. Obviously, we've talked about how Eggster's brought a little bit of that mid-rounding call, a little bit of the vibes, a little bit of that positivity, but can have those dangerous rounds where suddenly the Yoru is able to walk away with so much ground and not die in the midst of all of it. An excellent display for NV FlyQuest as they find themselves at the 7-3 scoreline. Winthrop Shopify have to play a little bit more carefully now because a lot of these initial duels, they've been losing that first blood.
Infiltrator once again searching for the opener on the pistol here, TPing away before getting that sight though this time, and he'll be available for the B-stack response. That is at least at first the plan for NVF. Governor though is the first point of contact on that A main now, and he'll catch the lurker in Thea. But it's Infiltrator's turn to find something, and he gets found again. No command now on that entryway. Ev just trying to cause as much of a ruckus as possible, but Moob's still that first point of defensive contact. Everyone's stepping out from Winthropify. Everyone's prepped, but Eggster yet again ahead of it. And he'll crack open 4 on this anti-eco. This Yoru conversation is such a Yinfiltrator and Yankster discussion so far. Just one Yoru shredding, one Yoru shredded.
Oh man, on top of that too, like, you know, seeing how the cameras were panning around to the different players, Eggster just completely locked in. And finally we get to see him crack a little bit of a smile. Just one tap, and all the members of Winthropify who initially were doing such a great job at slowing NV FlyQuest from finding any ground whatsoever. And then Eggster in the back line. It's able to make it all happen. Dimensional Drift now going to be online, securing the information here. Governor, the only person in the back of the site. They're not going to be taking that space towards mid. And we get to see moves as well start to sneak back here, but Governor goes down so early on.
Trying to find Extra in the chaos after that gravity well was activated, but in the midst of it, Jazzy has the opening yet again, and she's not looking for anything less. Waiting for Moobs' entry, knows it's coming. She is so clean and consistent on this chamber at the moment. And Extra can manage the rest of it. God, these two fraggers going insane today. And Karn trying to match to it. No, sir. This chamber ditto has been going Jazzy's way.
Yeah, and once again, I think it really comes down to not anticipating really Jazzy to step into that chamber role, but Jazzy has been doing such a good job as well as backing up the team from a little bit further away, either taking that space, taking that timing, and with Exeter kind of frying with the rest of the squad as they kind of push off into it, it's just been looking lights out great for NV FlyQuest as they continue their domination. Once again, a little bit of a surprise from what we expected.
Yeah, really fantastic start coming from NV FlyQuest here on Shopify and Winthrop's pick. We'll see if they can keep that momentum going and go for another break point when we come back. Well, NV FlyQuest coming into day 2 of the Spotlight series, we're talking about how they really wanted to manage that defensive side a little more proficiently as their T was looking pretty solid across the board. That rings true today, but now coming to the side swap where Winthrop Shopify also arguably have their shining half on their consistent map pick of Pearl Marks. This game is not close to over in every world other than the one that NV FlyQuest would like to be in. And in that case, what is the response here? Because Karn, of course, is a big part of this conversation defensively, being able to hold it down on that chamber, wasn't really able to do so. So instead, it's a question of if she's going to be able to go shopping, lurking, finding something in response. Because right now it's 2-9 to 17-4 in this Ditto matchup. Jazzy is unleashed at the moment.
Once again, Jazzy on this chamber has really been that X factor for NV FlyQuest to find their great success, but we also know Winthrop Shopify do prefer this attacking half. Flood coming now into A.
First choke up. Poppin's already been stuck out in the dugout. Should be easy to spray down once he's found again. But they keep it quiet for the plant. No early response, and Poppin finds that window to spray down Governor. Right after the plant is done. No intel for the post-fight. And that means NV have a lot more confidence in swinging into this. Infiltrator holding close. Moves on the off angle. An Infiltrator! You ask him when he's going to activate. Now is the time. It's another pistol for Winthropify.
The Infiltrator classic kind of coming in through here. And once again, yeah, easy to just point at Infiltrator and be like, wow, look at that crazy aim. That was looking fantastic. But at the same time, it really goes into that kind of like idea set that we see Winthrop Shopify kind of go off of. Infiltrator at this point was more or less just bait for the other team. And you can see NVFlyQuest try to cycle in there. They try to make that kill happen, shut down Infiltrator, and yet the rest of Winthrop Shopify just watching from the back and make sure that Infiltrator can stay alive and find those moments. Just in case it goes down, they're going to have his back and make sure that the round can beat. There's an excellent start here for Winthrop Shopify on their attack.
We'll see Jazzy trying to meet those early challenges. We'll see how often she wants to condition that outside of the anti-ecos on this B lane that Winthrop and Shopify are going to want to try and reduce, reuse, and recycle. And so, in response, the whole gang's here. It's a 10-man on Pearl B site. Get ready to watch the fireworks. First shot's out. Dodo for Headhunter. Chamber for Chamber. That's her third kill of the game, by the way. She's still got to get activated. Pop and hold the next point of contact. Extra still yet to swing, waiting for the moment, and he finds it. Ev also here, and the response is lethal. But is it enough? Moves in Alexis, still skirting. Alexis finds the up altitude to take care of that last frag. And it's 5-9, stabilization already forming.
Stabilization forming, but man, NVFlyQuest that time, like they're playing a game of hide and seek. Everybody just hiding around their own individual corner. And I don't think at a single point did we actually see any of them actually peek out from their related spots. It was just after Winthrop kind of walked into them that we see them just kind of be like, oh, and we're able to kind of find it there. So chaotic round, but NVFlyQuest, they're able to get a couple of rifles out of the enemy's hands. And now we get to listen in to what they might be talking about.
Nothing B.
They smoked me off.
Okay.
They can walk into con now, okay?
Yep, I'll hold it soon.
Flash it.
Same on tree, yeah. Flush through. Nothing through
Yeah.
bottom mid. They can go into con.
Got you. I'll break.
Going. Yeah.
Nothing con side right now.
Dogging again, dogging again.
Is that your through?
They went con.
Just
Three.
I'm
They con.
gonna right
You
click.
wanna fight it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Oh.
They're going
Two
B,
con.
going B, going B.
Ev,
Wait.
stack on site with me then.
Coming in.
Four,
Just
two more,
smoked
come
in.
here,
Just
come
smoked
here,
in.
Okay, okay.
They're coming out,
I'm
coming out.
full. I'm gonna full
gonna
talk.
respond to you. Come.
I'm smoking. Amen.
Getting out.
Hold was in con. I'm gonna look at my spawn, okay?
Spike
Yeah.
down.
Fade's here. Fade's here. Chamber's probably late main. On site. It's
Default
gonna be main and art.
Default art.
Main, art.
Default art.
Got it.
Default art.
Could have walked double art now. They probably walked double art,
They
guys.
went double R, double R.
Okay.
Main.
Main. Dead main.
I have sewer.
Three
Stand.
bullets.
Sorry. We are, yeah.
Let Jazzy get it, guys. If we can.
Okay, I'll play Pixel.
Yeah.
She comes spawn, you kill her.
Yep.
Alright, if he comes spawn, you just kill him. But it's like
Okay.
a free kill.
Okay.
30 seconds left.
Can you go hold sewers and let someone rotate to B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We're all in great spots here.
Hello, bros.
Hey.
Governor. What are you up to?
I have your man, Joes.
Planning B. I'm waiting for you guys.
10 seconds
Let me
left.
run him down. Yeah.
Spikes planted.
Wait until we all group up.
I heard step site.
Double
it
smoke
Utopia?
back star here. Double
Okay.
smoke back side.
I'll double smoke.
I'm gonna jump out heaven. Fuck it.
I'll
Okay.
back for my call too. I'll just fire it. What a for sure clear back call.
Planted pocket. Backside, backside!
Guys.
Oh!
Shit, I'm something
Fucking
hot.
man.
Yo, Pop, I'm dropping my gun and up.
Jazzy.
Sounds good.
Holy
Wait. Oh, you're upping? Okay, you're good. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you
I'm
meant like
out, I'm
normal
out.
up. Yeah.
Yo.
Well, Lace definitely put it best on the desk. It's just endlessly nonchalant comms between these guys. Love hearing the call-outs that Poppin, in particular, has been making for the wide swung positions, and then Thea kind of collapsing on that by making the call for the long run. It means they find that stabilization quickly, and hey, it certainly helps to have Jazzy pop off yet again on the road for the ace here.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that time around, like, you could tell, too, they're just so chilled out at that point. Like, yeah, Jazzy, give her the ace. She's got this. And then Extra, obviously, kind of taking the kill just to the end there, just to secure the round. But NVFlyQuest now on their 10. 3 more rounds to kind of take this map back. One that we thought was going to be a shoo-in for Winthrop Shopify here. But Jazzy so far forward has been trying right now, but a bit of a miss there. Infiltrator goes down amidst the blind.
Oh, Infiltrator needs to hit something like that. Jazzy just standing there menacingly, taking it like a champion. And the pivot's immediate. The response is given.
Recovering.
NVFQ trying to make the long haul back in time to meet Haunt into Flash. Alexis just trying to stay active, keep that distraction dance going. Thea kept out in the dugout. That metal doesn't hit, so Thea's still pretty active. Available on top of the Nova Pulse too. Seems like there's a vulnerable spot, but NVFQ don't want to hit it just yet. They would rather have the 5v4. There's the exacting. Outside swing. In we go. Fragment to take. Moves tuck out. Envy's tucked into pocket. Art taken care of. Governor on the front line. Nightfall onto this up. Jazzy here just in time to fall silent. And dead! Your fragging IGL keeps Winthrop Shopify in the game.
Oh, man. What was originally just an infiltrator missing such a clean shot. Should have allowed Jazzy to go down so early on, secure all of that space. And the Governor alone on the site, just watching all of these different angles. Keep in mind, Governor used to be a duelist player and definitely still has those reflexes, has that game knowledge as to where some of these players might be flying through. It was trades galore, but it's the classic right click just at the very end there to secure that round. Winthrop Shopify, that is a momentum buster and a half as they find their sixth. 4 more rounds until they make it happen, but Jazzy is still just on fire. So once again, finds the first blood, this time on the moves.
Yeah, no flukes for Jazzy. Her first blood tally continuing to skyrocket. And there continues to be no real response to at least that. It's got to be the weaker channel that gets taken after that first blood in the moment of weakness that you can spin back into a round. That's the context that you have to work under as Winthropify so many of these rounds when Jazzy is just so damn good.
Oh!
Now she's got help. Ev with the one tap on the Sheriff as well. Don't forget about them. And every checkpoint is cleared here. Envy, FlyQuest have their pick of the litter with when and where they can set up for this. Yeah, Papa's not falling for that a day in his life. Come on now.
On top of that too, what makes that so much more painful is that's the spike. This was the creep up through Art. Completely shut down, and now it's so much more difficult, despite the fact that Wintropify got all of that space. We're able to get that A site open. Now they got to double back around and try and pick up this spike. Well, MV FlyQuest are just swarming in their spawn. Understory coming online, actually.
Yeah. Figures that if you use it now, you kind of reduce the ability to get the spike down in the first place. Make this fight long-winded. And yeah, you'll see that. Jazzy's not going to stand it down. She's going to swing back into it, though, and still grab her third. God, it just doesn't matter how she takes the fight. She's going to win it. Insane stuff. And yeah, Karn trying to match the blow, but needs to hold on to the gun. Just meets Poppins instead. And yeah, the chamber diff is definitely casting a pretty large shadow on the game, but that isn't necessarily Dodonut's fault. It's more just Jazzy being absolutely insane.
Yeah, Jazzy being absolutely insane. And on top of that, too, once again, can't downplay how important that one kill onto Alexis was. A drop in the spike in such an inopportune location. But of course, that all comes off of Jazzy being able to take that first duel, Jazzy being able to take that space. The Chamber has just been absolutely killing him. Already up to 25 kills. This NV FlyQuest just need 2 more now to take this map away from Wintropify. This is going to be the dimensional drift right off the rip here. 2 players get blinded, and Thea going down to a Bucky. As Infiltrator takes that space, Poppin, as well as Zev, will be taking a step back here. Allow for a bit of breathing room. Dodonut, pop of the tour de force as well. It's a bit of a not great buy from Wintropify. Lexus only having that Sheriff and Governor only with the Guardian. But they have to make something happen. Otherwise, this map is as good as done.
That's why you see him super condensing first for that opening frag with the dimensional drift into Alexis's perfectly timed flash to get that one microcosm kill. But you've got to replicate still when you have guns like this. You have to find another kind of silly gamer moment.
It's not the silly gamer moments. Feels like this match has been full of them, if I'm being
welcome
honest.
to the Spotlight series, brother.
We're all having fun here, but competition is right. That's for sure. Brand Flag.
We've backed out of A site here. Given this over, Ev still has everything in the tank. They didn't use a thing reactively here. So, no command pop first by Alexis just to play keep away, and Infiltrator's going to step out on top of it because he knows he has nothing to fear, but Extra's just going to walk in on the other side, and it's not covered. So 1 for 1 thus far. Still the better guns on the side of NVFQ. And Poppin will get the dugout for free, just start spraying and praying on top of the spike, and a lot of free chip damage on the way down, and Extra finds that opportunity to be able to get in and try and intimidate, but Governor holding from afar is able to at least do the one before getting refragged by Poppin, who is now kind of all that's left outside of Jazzy's ability to trade with this operator, but only Alexis is what's necessary to deal with both, and the double tap on this Sheriff is going to quickly take care of that and keep Winthropify in this.
Man, it's always that one position that I'm noticing people just absolutely frying the other team from. First, we saw Infiltrator do it, walk away with the crazy thing. Governor is going to be next up to the plate. And then this time around, it's Alexis just with that Sheriff in hand. It really feels like, you know, there's layers to kind of this post plant with whoever just kind of has to stay alive right around that cafe, and then the rest of Wintropify just watching from behind just to make sure that they can stay alive while you see the NV FlyQuest players scramble to try and find that kill. And that's been very nice for them. Oh, Poppin going around for the corner. You know Infiltrator was expecting Jazzy, but this time Moves is able to find that kill.
Yeah, I mean, if you take these early moments, if you're Winthrop Shopify, if you're going to continue winning them and already just trying to advance off a bit, forego as many of the variables that would normally litter an NV round as possible. Are they behind this box? Are they behind this corner? Have they placed a star here for some dumb reason?
Or a smart reason. You don't know that.
We're crossing T's and dotting I's, but it's in cursive, so it's still a little sloppy. Poppin gets the first reactive frag, and Ev is on the point to be able to try to coalesce. The rest of NVFQ is actually here very quickly. And the knife on top of the spike means that you have to plant a little farther back, but even so, you're still activated. Envy is going nuts. In the dugout, they course, and Poppin and Ev continue to fly with these Sheriffs. It's just down to Moves and Governor on site, and the not dead yet won't even last long enough for Governor's corpse to be cleaned up. It's a 4K for Poppin this time, as NV FlyQuest make it work on the eco.
And now we get to see the smiles from Poppin. Okay, cross that one off. Both Poppin and Extra cracked a smile on broadcast here today, even though they looked so locked in as things were kind of going there. But once again,
Logging streak over.
Oh, man. It's about to happen eventually. But I like the setup that we're starting to see from NV FlyQuest a lot more. Even the coach is kind of getting in on the fun there. But it feels like the setup, the flashes, are looking so much better on their side. We are seeing those moments where Wintropify, like off of Alexis flashes, have those moments to kind of fly through. But it really just feels like NV FlyQuest are a bit more consistent with it. Whether or not it's off of Extra just kind of flashing for himself, and then the rest of the team can follow up, or we get to see Ev toss out the flash and just make sure that the team can kind of play off of that one. And so these flashes have been really key in shutting Wintropify down.
Yeah, being able to do it off of yourself while Ev is able to still activate alone. It lets Extra have all the agency he could ever want to deal with his own channel. But still, there's a more powerful one lurking, and Winthrop Shopify have taken that ticket like they've wanted to this entire attack half. You may lose that one battle, but there is a war right in front of you that is chock full of potential for taking. And Winthrop Shopify can manifest the B site all the same, despite main being owned by Exter. And a second, hello. Second cutoff, Infiltrator ready for it. Jazzy already caught by it, and Infiltrator, you have the other flash. You guarantee he's gonna fight it again, but Jazzy still has the space to work with, so just gonna play keep away a little bit until she makes the approach. Running it down, this is what she lives for. This is what she does. OG GCNA fragger, but she'll get shut down by some of the new blood. Karn, able to get on the board at least a little bit more here with 4 rounds of game point to go.
And I like this. We're seeing the adaptation now. We're going from Infiltrator 1.0 into Infiltrator 2.0, if you will, where we see a lot of these more moments, and more recently Winthrop University's play history, where it's not necessarily just Infiltrator kind of just sending it down and expecting to gain space for free and find those pop-off moments. Infiltrator knows how to play a little bit more with the leash tighter and with the rest of the team to make sure those moments happen. And we're starting to see him kind of lean more back into that with how aggressive NV FlyQuest have been, especially in shutting him down. Jazzy, not going to let this one up again, but this time can't quite find the shot as it's a double swing with Governor securing the kill very early on.
Big gap there, both positionally and mentally. Now Jazzy's conditioning done, but does the game continue off of it? Oh, you bet your ass it does. Damn, Moobs. Jumping to the right click by your bloody lonesome in that microsecond? Sure, why not? It's Thea holding alone. That gravity well actually does a lot of legwork for her, though. She's distracted the entirety of this push and also made everybody second guess it to the point where Extra can play a second cutoff man. And the 2v5 has become a 2v3.
Yeah, the quick scramble over here, but Exeter's going to be able to meet this one head on. For an opportunity to find the kill, though, but actually gets spotted out, and it's all just bait to make sure that this spike can go down. An excellent read coming through from Winthropify, as Thea alone probably just will look to save this rifle, or at least try and find a couple of kills to close it out and get all 5 of the NV FlyQuest ultimates online.
And there you see like the individuality persisting in like a team setting like this, when you're playing in an event like this where you have such minimal time to sort of prepare actual strategies. With Governor tapping a little bit on that spike on the inside, you think you have a little more time to be able to activate, maybe watch that lane where Dodo Nut's gonna pop out, but then instead Governor, with that fake tap on the inside of sight, just pops out, finds that downward angle to easily get that heaven peak and turn it to a quick 2v1. That's the kind of trust that these players have in each other that don't require that level of communication, that don't require that level of like preparation going into this. I don't think these teams were in the hotel rooms post-game really like hardcore VOD reviewing. I think they looked at a couple rounds, said what agent they wanted to play the next day, and then went to the casino. Which, same. But that being said, it is great to see the things that they've wanted to work on really come to fruition, right? Seeing kind of, you know, the inner workings of both Winthrop and Shopify's big old game brains kind of, you know, meshing together in this natural understanding.
And I think that last round, too, was just an understanding of the opponent, right? Like, we've talked about the fact that Winthrop University has gone up against Envy so many times in Challengers, but then also on the other side, FlyQuest have faced up against Shopify Rebellion so often. And that round really showcased just the understanding of the other team. I mean, if you're Governor here, you're like, yeah, 100%, Exeter's going to try and just, like, find that opportunity and find a couple of kills here. So let me just tap that spike, and then that way we make sure that we can make this one happen. And it works out perfectly. Like, it's read so damn well from Winthropify to make sure that that closes out the round. But that's kind of what makes this series just a little bit more interesting, especially with their matching play styles.
Yeah, you really do see the mirror coming from North American play here. Everybody sort of understanding how far confidence can get you in this kind of setting and in this region as a whole.
And moving into this next round, well, we've talked a lot about Winthropify, so let's listen into what they're saying in the round.
Did it Sandy or no?
No, not Sandy.
Popping here.
They'll wall. They open fit.
Walk up here.
Nothing more.
Who's hopping?
Alright,
Who's hopping? Timber may be here.
There's nothing.
Let me jump that.
I walked in.
We have to speed. I'm throwing high flash.
I have that's done.
Okay, you will know?
I'm not with you guys, not with you guys.
Oh, fuck, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Pineapple?
Okay, just chill.
Flash?
Yeah,
That's
flash.
fine, I'm fine.
Dead.
We have a flank, guys, we have a flank.
Yep, chill. Go back, A. Nice. We're going A.
Get the lip, Peter. Yeah, well.
Could be.
It should be all three, yeah, or no?
Chamber missing.
Okay. I'm gonna grab
Didn't
one.
see Asher either.
Oh, wait.
Can you let me leave?
Yeah, go ahead. I have knife for backside in a second.
Chamber's there.
Where's that chamber? Where? Chamber spawn in their
Chamber spawn and...
Take pit. I'm not puppy.
Taking pit.
Okay.
Spike planted.
You have a flash?
Yeah, I do.
Flash up pit all the way over here.
Yeah, flashing.
Close.
One enemy remaining.
Stopping pit. Nice try. Nice try, guys.
And that will do it for Pearl here. Winthropify trying to hold it down. Appreciate Alexis coming through on the comms a lot there as Governor was going for that flank. But the map was just a little too pulled apart, and NV FlyQuest able to restabilize and take back the other side's map pick to tie us up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, a fantastic job from NV FlyQuest. Once again, this was the map choice here for Winthropify. And to be fair, the last time that we saw these two teams kind of play in on this map, it felt very one-sided for Winthrop Shopify. But this time around, NV FlyQuest, they really get it going. And if we had to highlight one of the players, I feel like it's pretty obvious who that's going to be. Jazzy stepping up to the plate on this chamber. I cannot understate the value that so many of these rounds swung in their favor just because Jazzy was there for that first blood.